and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble with your readings for December the 17th through December the 23rd. Look, I'm sorry that this is late, but I have to say I've been going through some emotional turmoil this week, and I think it's important for me to share my trials and tribulations. I'm not all Pollyanna and all positive all the time. I go through my own drama and my own feelings, and this week was huge. I took the time to really feel these feelings this week, and difficult though that was, because I was judging myself. I wanted to get things done. It was really, really difficult. So, as some of you know, my mum passed away this week, and 3 months ago. 3 months ago this week. I actually didn't realize until towards the end of the week that it was actually 3 months. And I was going through it. And, you know, I had to kind of look at my fears. You know, I was guided by Mother Mary. Mother Mary is one of my guides, and I pulled her cards out in my emotional pain. I mean, if I wasn't sleeping, I was crying. I was walking the dog, I was crying. I was just an emotional wreck. And normally I wouldn't kind of share that, but I think it's important for you guys to know. Listen, when I deliver these messages, I deliver these messages from a higher realm, but through my perception of life. My trials, my tribulations, my lessons, my pain, my joy, everything comes through me and my experience. And I've been on this planet 60 years. And I've been through a lot of turmoil and tribulations, and a lot of triumphs and a lot of joy, a lot of deep sadness and a lot of happiness. But I really wanted you to know that, you know, it's not, when I'm delivering these messages and I'm saying, you know, come out of that pain, I don't mean don't feel the pain. I spent the whole week feeling that pain. And I pulled this card, Our Lady of Innocence, which says, you know, be your authentic self. Don't judge yourself. Don't be, you know, look at your fears. What are your fears? And put yourself out there as vulnerable as you are. So here I am in my pajamas, in my home, without lots of makeup, just being real, the true me. And I want to share my fears, you know, my fears of not being able to help enough people, not being able to live up to others' standards, or mine, not being able to live up to mine. The fear of the cruelty around the world, the fear of the cruelty within me, the fear of not being enough, the fear of not being able to live here without my mother. And I have to acknowledge that. And normally I apologize for my emotions, and I'm not going to apologize today. I mourn my mum, and I don't want to sit in that. I don't want to dwell in it. I want to come out of it. So here I am, vulnerable and in front of the camera, and wanting to get this message out, because I know some people depend on it. And I am grateful for them, because that gives me the impetus to get up here and to bare my soul to you guys. So I have to look at these fears. I have to identify my fears. I have to acknowledge them so that I can move on from them. So with that being said, let's go into the aspects that we're going to talk about in the horoscopes this week. Now, December the 17th, Mars sextiles Pluto. The 20th, the Sun trines Uranus. The 21st is the winter solstice, where the Sun moves into Capricorn. Now, the winter solstice is the longest night of the year. And, you know, in paganism around the world, actually, I think they have the biggest celebration at Stonehenge in England, and they dance around bonfires and sing, and, you know, the old pagan festivals were to eat for a week. I mean, you know, it goes back in a lot of cultures, and rejoice when the sun comes back in the morning, when it rises. So right after the winter solstice, the days start to get longer. It's like the sun comes back. It's when the winter solstice is when the earth is on an axis, on a tilt at 23.5, I think it is, degrees away from the sun, right? So that's what makes it the longest night. And then, you know, it changes and the days get longer. So it's almost like, you know, the day after the winter solstice, there's hope and positivity and, you know, for abundance and for harvest, because in the Northern Hemisphere, the winter solstice, you know, marks the time, the winter marks the time of, you know, hunger, because nothing grows, you know, and livestock are killed because they can't feed them, right? So the meat is, you know, eaten or smoked and cured and saved. So anyway, that's the winter solstice on the 21st. Now, also on the 21st, we have the Venus trines Neptune, beautiful, and Mercury conjunct Jupiter, all on the same day. And then on the 22nd is the full moon in Cancer. I want to talk about this full moon in particular because this full moon is almost on the winter solstice. It's really so close. It's almost, it actually is on, it peaks at 12:48, I think it is, on the 22nd. So you can see it in the sky on the 21st. Now, the next full moon on the winter solstice will be in the year 2094. That's how rare these full moons are on the winter solstice. So this is a very powerful full moon. It's very emotional. It's really deep. And it's very kind of spiritual and connected. So it's very poignant, and depending on which house it falls in for your sign is how it will play out for you. And so I just want to thank you all for being here, for liking my videos, for sharing them on your social media, and for commenting. I really appreciate you. My heart is so warm and open, and words can't express how grateful I am to you all. So without further ado, let's go to your horoscope, shall we? Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your reading for December the 17th through December the 23rd. I have already shuffled these cards, and I'll be shuffling them while I'm giving you your horoscope. This is for Gemini. For December the 17th through December the 23rd. What wonderful blessings, guidance, and helpful information can you give Gemini for this week? Listen, thank you so much for being patient. I'm so sorry there's a delay in this. I explained everything in the intro, so I'm not going to bore you with the details. So anyway, let's go to your horoscope. I'm looking over here because this is where I'm looking at your chart. Now, Gemini, Mars is in your 10th house of career, and it's talking with Pluto, in a beautiful relationship with Pluto right now. And Pluto's in your 8th house, the house of transformation, of death and rebirth. And it is a full moon coming up. So this could be the end of something and the beginning of something wonderful. Look, you've got Mars in the 10th house, and it is about really getting ahead in your career. It's definitely being inspired and really you know, being ambitious and really going ahead. Now, Pluto, things may come up for you at work. secrets may be revealed. That's definitely what could be, because Pluto brings things up from the underworld. So you could have a surprise at work, or some truth could come out that would surprise you and might change the like, you know, some secret could come out that could kind of open up a channel for you to get for promotion. So something definitely, now if you're holding secrets, it's possible that those secrets could come out, but it is all to do with you know, work and your career. Now the sun in the 7th house, in your house of oh, look at this. Yes, the sun is in your 7th house of relationships, right? And it's in a beautiful relationship with Uranus, the planet of sudden happenings, surprises. And this is in your 11th house of community. I think that something's going to happen, and it might not be good for somebody else, but it's kind of good for you. It's kind of going to open up some. It's going to open up a window for you to advance in your career, definitely. Now, the winter solstice is happening in your 8th house of transformation. This is the longest night, right? And it's about letting go of the dark and bringing in the light. It's celebrating the light. And you've got Venus, the planet of love and relationships, in your 6th house of work. Some things going on at work, darling. Look, if you've got one of those bosses that's really kind of dark and heavy to work for, and it's, you know, you've got to try to, you know, navigate through their moods and things like that, and they're not easy, things are going to definitely come out. Oh, look at that. Yeah, those two coming out. Oh, you've got a lot of messages. Oh, wow. There's a lot going on here. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm going to take them all. I'm going to take them all. I'm only going to ask for two or three clarifications, I think, on the whole reading. So you've got the winter solstice happening in the 8th. You've got Venus in a beautiful, yes, something wonderful is happening for you at work. It might not be wonderful for somebody else, but something's definitely gonna work out for you, Gemini. Is going to open up a door for an opportunity for you, because somebody's going to get caught doing something nefarious. But it's going to be a really good thing, I think, for everyone at work. I think it's really going to be a transformation. And if this is your own business, things are really going to work out for you. You're going to find something out that's going to help you to move forward. Now, you've got the full moon in Cancer in your house of earnings. Something's coming to an end. And you've got the sun in the 8th. It's like rejuvenation. So oh, wow, it is so obvious. Something is coming to an end, Gemini, at work. But it's on the plus side. I mean, it's not a negative thing at all for you personally. It's really going to work out in your favor. So it's the writing's on the wall. What can I say? That's all I'm going to say about your horoscope. Let's go to your cards. We're going to have one more clarifying card, although I don't know why, because you've got like 10 cards coming out here. Okay. Yeah. I don't think I need any more clarifying. Maybe one more. If it doesn't come out this... Yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay. Gemini. The first card out for you is Temperance. So Temperance is everything in moderation. Don't overdo anything. I mean, literally, that's got to be a mantra all week. Everything in moderation. Next to it, you've got the 10 of Wands, right? The 10 of Wands is when you've got to drop something. You've got to let go of something, right? You have to let go of something because you're holding on to something, or you're carrying a lot of baggage, or you've taken on too many responsibilities at work that's holding you back. And why you take these responsibilities is because you're in fear of losing your job. And you are in fear of losing your job because you kind of have a tyrant as your boss, for sure. You've got the King of Air, who's he's kind of, you know, he puts the gavel down, he jumps to conclusions, he's very sharp with his tongue. It's very hard to kind of work for him. Now, I've stepped ahead of myself here, because underneath all of this, the top cards, right, is the Three of Fire. This is celebration. So, look, you have to drop some of your responsibilities. It's very important, or you won't be able to move on. And in doing so, you're just going to celebrate. It's going to be a really good thing for you, Gemini, to do that. Now, the next card you've got up is the Queen of Wands. Don't underestimate yourself. This is about having confidence, right? This is about moving forward in confidence. And it's passionate. Now, next to that, you have the Devil, right? This is a handsome devil, this one. This is about too much emphasis on the material realm. I'm definitely getting that. For some of you, this is like, look, come back into the moment and really reevaluate what your values are. Really reassess your values, and put spirituality first. You have this wonderful Ace of Wands, which is a beautiful opportunity, a new beginning. You're getting a really new beginning, and you're going to love it. The Lover's card. And this is number 6. This is at work, right? You are definitely, things are going to change in a huge way at work. And it's going to be almost shocking, right? Because you're so used to this drudgery, you know, taking on way too much because you're so scared of losing your job because this tyrant is torturing you. But remember, everything in moderation. Above all, remember that saying all week long. Now, clarifying these last 4 cards, right, is the Page of Earth. And the Page of Earth is saying, first of all, the Page of Earth is kind of manifesting, right? This is like on this material realm. But it's saying that you are ready for the next phase of your life. Something wonderful is coming down the pike for you. But I would put spirituality first. I would definitely remember it's about celebrating. Yes, you've got a lot to celebrate. Your ship's come in, Gemini. Your ship is coming in. But you don't over-celebrate and don't stay at the party too long. This is saying that you must do everything in moderation. It's including all your emotions, because it might be an emotional time. But don't be afraid to drop your responsibilities. Don't be afraid to let those go. Things are really, look, things are going to change so much. It's going to be wonderful. Even if it's like losing the job, even if it's that, it's going to be a brilliant, even if you're losing your job, it's going to be a really good thing. So don't be in fear. You've got nothing to fear. Just don't have too much emphasis on the material realm right now. You know, come from a spiritual place. You know, always treat people the way you want to be treated. Remember to treat, if you want people to be kind to you, treat them with kindness. If you want them to respect you, be respectful, be loving. But definitely put spirit first, darling. This is wonderful. Look, I'm telling you, things are going to change at work. But don't forget, it's all for the better. So it's really good. Drop some of those responsibilities that you're doing, that you've taken on. It's way too much. This is your glass half empty, right? It's the fear of not having enough. It's being, it's being in deprivation. And you've got this fear of being in deprivation, but you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Don't underestimate yourself, Gemini. You can do this. This is, look, you're ready for the next phase of your life. I'm not even worrying about you. You've got a great, happy holidays, darling. It's going to be wonderful for you. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it on your social media, comments, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.